welcome back. This is my second tutorial on Xpath expression, and today we will be learning the parts of an Xpath expression. So let's move ahead. So starting with Xpath expressions, for any location Xpath, by this location Xpath I mean that any Xpath by which you can find out an element on a web page, the location Xpath, there are three most important parts: AXES, node, and predicates. So we'll understand each of these in details. Let's see what an AXES is. An AXES is usually a navigation direction within the XML document. So if you are in the XML document on the web page, if you are at node, some node, for example a node X, and then you tell, using an AXES, you can tell the system to move in an upward direction, a downward direction, or in the same level direction. The syntax to use AXESs are the double forward slash, the context node. This means the node that you are at present, and then single slash and the name of the AXES. This is the double colons. This is the syntax that you should be using after writing an AXES. You have to use this double colons and then reach your desired node, the desired node name. In Xpath, we have this many kinds of different AXESs. You can use any of this depending on your need. For example, if you if you are at node X and you want to get all its parent and grandparents, then you can use ancestor. So it will select all its ancestor of the current node. For example, the AXES attribute, it will select all the attribute of the current node. So if you are at a node X and you want to get the list of attributes and then filter out one particular attribute, then you can use this AXES. The next is like child. The child will select all the children of the current node. This descendant. Now you see the difference between the child and descendant is descendant will select all its children and grandchildren. So the child gives you the list of immediate children only, but descendant gives you the list of its list of children as well as the grandchildren of the current node. Likewise, there are many. So if in case you want to know its immediate parent, then instead of using ancestor, you can also use parent. So in case if there is no relationship, like you just want to know the preceding node, then you can use preceding. Selects all the nodes that appears in the before the current node in the document XML. Now preceding sibling. So if you want to select all its sibling before it, like the same level node before it, then you can use preceding sibling. Depending on the need, we can use any of them. For example, if this is our XML document and currently we are at node C and we want to reach node A, then using AXESs, this will be the syntax. Double forward slash C, this is our context node because we are at level C. Then since A is its parent, it's its grandparent actually in the hierarchy level, so we can use ancestor and then double colons, and then we need node A, so we write node A. By this expression, though we were at C, we are now at level A, and in that case you can reach any children or any node of that A contains, even its attribute of A. So you see that using AXESs is so powerful, and it is so useful that you can write dynamic XPaths using this. We will be using this AXES, some of the AXES in our tutorial. Now moving ahead, let's understand what a node is. According to XML DOM, the web page DOM, everything in an XML is a node. Now in my last tutorial, I said that anything in XML is a node, and There are 7 different kinds of node. First is the document node. The entire XML document itself is called the document node. Every XML element is an element node. So every node name between the Anglo brackets is called a element node. Next is the text node. Now, XMLs can have some text node, like on a web page there could be some labels, button, text on a button, or some labels. So those are actually texts. So those text node can be retrieved by using text node. And then attribute node. So some, as we have seen already in the last tutorial, some nodes has attributes. So in order to get the attributes, we can use the attribute node. Next, it's the comment node. Some XMLs do have comments in this syntaxes. So if in case we need to find out comment in the present in the XML document, we use the comment node. Processing instruction. Now this is something which is between this type of the syntax in the XML document, which comes like Anglo bracket, question mark, and then some information, then question mark, and closing Anglo bracket, is called a processing instruction. So processing instruction node can be something like the application needs to know. The XML document might contain that what kind of styling it is going to use when it is going to render the page on the web page. So those styling sheet information will be present under the processing instruction. So those type of node, if it is needed to be retrieved, the processing instruction node can be used. And the last is the namespace node. If not every but most of the XMLs do have some namespaces node, which in this example, if you see, this is a namespace node. W colon document is a namespace node. It is usually, you can identify the namespace by these prefixes, that colon, W colon, this colon, and before that there is a prefix W. This kind of node is called a namespace node, and they usually have this kind of attribute, which is XMLNS, and which comes with a URI. This information is used by the XML document to understand what kind of information is being processed here. So this is an example of namespace node. Now, considering our location XPath, wherein we are interested in finding out the element on a web page, we usually need to focus on element node, text node, and attribute node. These are the 3 most important node types that we will be focusing on. Rest other nodes are not of much importance, because that usually, if required, we can use it, but usually when you come across finding out an element, these are the 3 things that you would need, and you would need to understand on the details. So let's see how to use each of them. This element node, when you can write it like / node name, which we have already used in the last tutorial, and I will be using again in this tutorial. Without this, there is no XPath expression can be formed. Now, text node. As I said, some XML node contains texts like a label text. So those text can be retrieved by using this function text open and close parenthesis. Such nodes are called text node. Now some has attributes. So you can find out, you can reach an XML document, XML node by even specifying some condition. And those nodes which has attributes are called attributes node. And in order to use the attribute information, the syntax is at the attribute name equals to its value, whatever value it contains, and if it matches to the XML document, then it will give you that node. And these are the 3 nodes that we will be concentrating on. Now let's understand the last and the final section of an XPath expression, which is called the predicates. A predicate is like a filter, a condition that you put in your XPath expression to filter out and reach a specific node. The predicate is usually under the square brackets. So in your XPath expression, whatever you put under the square brackets, it's called predicates. Now, for example, if you consider this XPath expression, here this is called an element node, this is called AXES, and the piece under the square bracket is called a predicates. So in case of this is one of the simple XPath expression that we can form of, and if you see here we have all the three parts of the XPath expressions. In the coming videos we will be writing XPath expressions, dynamic XPath expressions with using a real-time website. So we will try and test there and we'll understand how to form a dynamic XPath expressions. Till then, keep watching and thank you for watching this video. If you like my videos, then please like and subscribe to my channel. This gives me a motivation that I should continue making such videos. Thanks friends.